Hey everybody, it's Norman Will back for a long overdue episode of Behind the Garage Door. Today, we're headed over to Lakeland, meet up with a guy named Joey, who has quite the extensive car collection. So we made it out to Lakeland at Joey's beautiful house, and I tell you what, Joey, you win the garage fight. I mean, geez. And this is exciting too, guys, because not only do we have these two garages here, there's another one out back that we're going to go see some really cool stuff as well. So, Joey, thank you for inviting us out to your house. You actually stopped by the dealership not that long ago, had me come down from my office, and we met, and you're like, I love your show. And I spent last weekend and binge watched every episode.
Every episode.
That is so cool. We really appreciate that. And if anybody else has ever binge watched all of our shows, let us know, because we enjoy doing these and we want to do more of them. So if you know a friend or you have a car or whatever else, do what Joey did. Call us, message us on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere else, or just stop by the dealership so that we can get you on Behind the Garage Door as well. And without further ado, let's see what is behind Joey's garage door. Okay, so we'll start off with the old blue pickup truck here, 55?
55.
55, just like the green one that we have in the showroom at Stingray Chevrolet right now, but this one's a little bit different. Tell us about this 55.
So this is a 55. It's the first year of the V8, so it's a 265.
Okay.
And this is all original, bone stock. The only thing that's done different to it was dual exhaust was added, and then the custom wheels.
Okay, so you put custom wheels on it, interior's all original. It still has the 265 in it?
Yes.
265, original suspension, everything else, you just put tires and wheels on it. That is so cool. How often do you get this out?
I get it out probably a couple times a month.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you have, what did we decide, 8 cars, 9 cars?
Yeah.
How often are you able to get them out? Because I've got 2 and I don't get them out nearly enough.
It's just when time allows, you know, if I run to the grocery store or something like that,
there you go.
then I get one out.
Yeah, okay, good call. And you just roll the dice, eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, so how long have you had the 55?
So the 55 I had, that was the latest purchase. I think I've had right at 2 years. The gentleman I bought it from, his name is Alan, real meticulous. He restores boats.
Okay.
And he just went through this thing like a fine tooth comb. And I saw him at a show years ago. I liked it. He said that he had a GTO on his bucket list.
Okay.
So I knew he'd be parting with this.
So he's liquidating some assets.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
So we were able to put something together. He got his GTO. I got this.
3 on the tree.
3 on the tree.
This is as old school as you could possibly get, but you threw the new shoes on them, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Well, okay, what wheels are those?
Those are billet specialty aluminum wheels.
Love billet specialty
20 in the
wheels.
back, 18 in the front.
Look at you.
Yeah.
And I like how they stick out just a little bit.
Just a
in the
little
back.
bit. Just a little bit.
Stepside 55
Yeah.
Chevy pickup truck, 265, 3 on the tree.
Yep.
Nice. Let's see what's next.
All right.
All right, so we move over to the next section of garage, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 68 Cutless?
68 Cutless.
68 Cutless. Tell us all about this one.
So 68 Cutless, gentleman I bought this from, lived in Daytona, was liquidating a collection.
Okay.
And this was the last car he had. What is unique about this is it's fully optioned. It has air conditioning, cruise control, power windows, tilt, AC, column. The shifter, automatic shifter with a console.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is a muscle car, but it's really, really smooth driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's the 350?
350.
350
Yes.
automatic?
Yeah.
You know,
Automatic.
there was something to be said and something so cool back in the 60s.
Yeah.
If you had a convertible with air.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a middle finger to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is really okay. So it's original paint, or has it been painted before?
It's had a repaint.
Okay.
But this is a very original car. Again, they're only original once.
Yep.
So I leave them alone.
Okay.
And
You don't do anything that you can't unbolt and bolt back on.
Yes.
The original.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. And what's unique about this car, my family, my children are involved in the car craze as well. My daughter, this was in her wedding. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My daughter just got married recently too, but we didn't use any of our cars. So. But this is this the original color to the car?
Original color.
Do you know what the name of it is? Red.
There was a.
Because I don't know.
No, it escapes me now. Yeah.
See, there would be like Chevrolet would have one name of red. Pontiac would have a different name.
The
of
Pontiac
red.
is a carousel red, and that's why this escapes me, because the next car, one of the next cars we're going to look at was originally a carousel red, so that always stayed in my head.
Okay, well, I don't care what the name of the color is because this thing is cool. It sits great. Yeah. I love those wheels. What wheels are those?
Those are Boyd Cuddingtons.
Okay.
So I'm a big wheel and tire guy.
You are.
And so I bought these years and years ago, and they seem to make their way on a different car each time. It just changes the look of them.
Okay, so this is maybe a silly question, but do you take the wheels off of this one and put it on that one?
Sometimes,
Do you really just swap? Oh,
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
You know what? Tires and wheels will make or break a car.
Yes.
And tires and wheels will also make you re-fall in love with the car. And when you have, you've seen this one with these wheels on it for a while, and you're looking back at the other car, I think those would look good on it, and you re-fall in love with the car all over again.
Yep.
Super cool. 68 Cutless convertible with air. Nice. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we flip a little bit, and we come over here to a 70 Mustang. Now, tell me all about this. This is one of the cars. Okay, the next car we're going to talk about is the one that really caught my eye when I met you, but this car is super cool. Tell us about this one.
So 70 Mustang convertible. Most of my wheelhouse have been around General Motors. I've been a big Chevrolet fan.
Okay.
So this was my first foray into a Ford, with the exception of my dad's hot rod.
Okay.
And I really like it. It's beefy, powerful, and it gave me a whole new love for Ford.
Okay.
And the blue oval. So.
351?
No, this one's at the 302.
302, okay.
Yes.
Automatic, 4-speed?
Automatic, and of course the convertible. So yeah.
You have a thing for convertibles.
I got a thing for convertibles.
And
the other thing that's weird about my taste, I like the 1 year only type. So the 68.
1 year only?
1 year only when they made that. They only made this one 1 year.
Similar to a 69, but totally different.
Yes.
It's kind of like a 68 Chevelle and a 69 Chevelle. They look very similar, but they are totally different. So that's very, very correct when it comes to the 69 and the 70 Mustangs. Now, how long have you had this one?
So this one, right about 6 years.
Okay.
Some of the more recent things that I did, I had the graphics done with vinyl, and then added the Shelby wheels to it, and that really, really, really added to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And made it drive like a dream. So.
So the same thing, a couple times a month, you get this one out as well?
Yeah. This one gets the most action.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, why?
It just where with the parking and
accessibility.
So parking and then it's of all the cars, this is the newest of the muscle cars.
Okay.
So because it's a 70.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. All right. All right. 70 Mustang convertible. Does it have air as well?
No, it doesn't have air.
Okay, that's right. You know what? There are some people that will not drive a car if it doesn't have air conditioning, Steve Hurley. There are other people that if it doesn't have air, they really don't care. I'm one of those that, I'll get in anything and drive. I'm typically, when I'm driving an old car, I've got the windows down anyway, radio off, because I want to hear everything that's going on. So, awesome.
Yeah.
70 Mustang convertible. All right.
The other thing about this, which I didn't change, still has a 2-barrel carburetor on it. So
302 two-barrel.
Yeah.
So it just goes down the road.
It's crazy how torquey the two-barrel is.
Because, I had years ago, my first real car was a 76 Malibu, and it had a 305 two-barrel. And all my friends that were building, small block Chevys had a 4-barrel and everything, I would eat them alive off the line with that stupid little two-barrel.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they'd come around and kick crap out of me on the big end, but that two-barrel would always beat every one of them out of the hole. Nice. Awesome. All right, next. All right, Joey, so when you originally stopped by the dealership and we met, and you were telling me that you had some cars, you had your iPad, and you were showing me all the cars, and you came up on this one, and I was like, whoa. 69 Firebird?
69 Firebird.
Tell me about this.
So 69 Firebird, 354 speed, numbers matching, all original.
Yeah, it's got goosebumps.
Yeah, this came with a 2-barrel, but whoever had it before me did the 4-barrel.
Not mad.
Yeah. Was originally a carousel red, so that's
Okay.
why I was.
Okay.
So that one was probably Matador red. This was a carousel red.
Okay.
When I purchased it, it was yellow and it had lacquer.
Ooh.
And the lacquer was hiding some of the imperfections and began to crack a little bit, so I had a total restoration done. Nut bolt restoration is the way he explained it to me.
All right.
And by Bernie at Bernie's Restoration.
Okay.
One of the best in Lakeland.
Shout out to Bernie.
Probably the best in Lakeland.
All right.
Yes. And this car, it checks all the boxes. It's quick. It's the 4-speed, and it's the first of my collection of cars that I had with a 4-speed.
Oh.
And so it just changed everything for me.
it
screeches the tires first, second gear, and
I love it.
Just goes.
I love it. There's
Yeah.
nothing like driving a 4-speed. I'm a huge fan of anything. If I have the opportunity to drive something and stick, I'm taking that opportunity. So how long have you had this one?
So this one probably about 8 or 9 years.
Okay, so this one is the longest one in the collection?
Not the longest one, but it's
okay. Now, why'd you go silver and not back to carousel red?
So I was contemplating that several times, and when I was doing my research, there were so many red cars. And then I recently had a birthday celebration, and they got together a bunch of pictures, and they did a picture of me Christmas, and in that picture, I'm in front of a box with a Firebird on it, the old AFX race cars, and it had a Firebird, and I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this a tribute. I don't do tributes, but I was like, I'm going to make this a tribute.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to make this a Trans Am tribute, and then as I got closer to it, I was like, just leave it kind of original. And then I thought, okay, if you don't do the Trans Am, do the prototype. So this is the Palladium Silver for the prototype.
Oh.
Before they had a Trans Am, they did a prototype of the Trans Am. It was silver like this, and it had a spoiler. It had all these things, and I thought, leave the car the way it is, but do the silver.
So you were going to do the white with the blue stripes and all? Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, it's got the hood tack too. Oh my God, it's so nice, Joey. This turned out fantastic. It's pictures sometimes don't do it justice, but the picture that I saw was I couldn't wait to see the car, but in person it's even better. So 4-speed, 350, 4-barrel. What wheels are those?
Those are yeah.
Awesome.
No. Those are American Racing.
Okay.
I think they call those the soft flats. That's what they are. Soft flats.
Well, they fit this car perfectly. The color, the size, everything about those just goes perfectly with this car.
I was making the decision on this. It had all the metal work done, and then it was at the mechanic shop, because what the mechanic did was go through the engine, and while I was there, I was test fitting these tires on there.
Okay. I got
I had a bigger tire, but yeah, it just made it for me.
So you had the vision of this car even when it was still, and you knew the size of the tires and wheels and everything else.
So when it came out of the paint shop, it had the rallies with red lines.
Okay.
And that's fine. It looks good, but the car, I'm going to start it up in a minute. The car, when you hear it run, it needs a more aggressive tire.
I got you. I hear what you're saying. All right, 69 Firebird, 350 4-speed.
Yes.
That you have done everything to.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. So we came out back to Joey's other garage. I mean, if that one wasn't fantastic enough, you found a house with another 1, 2, 3, 4. You could put 5, 6 cars. You could put 5 cars in here comfortably and a couple of motorcycles if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So let's walk in here, Joey, and tell us all about the 4 more vehicles that you have out here in the backyard, if you will. Let's start with the yellow hot rod pickup truck.
So this is the last thing my father built.
Oh, wow.
So my father had a salvage yard and towing business, and he liked to race and build cars. So this is the 34 Ford, and he had a knack for 2 things. One, big block in everything. And
everything.
And then yellow.
So yellow was his color?
Yellow's his signature color.
Okay.
Yellow was the color of all the tow trucks. And so this was the last one he built, called it Yellow Fever, and it absolutely screams.
Big block power.
Yeah.
Automatic?
Automatic, big block, yes.
Now, when did he build it?
This was built probably 15 years ago, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, and how long did he have it? Or is it something he had for a while, or something he
bought
and built?
He had it for about 5 years before building it. So.
Okay, so he had it for a minute. Where was he? Where was it?
This car was in Ohio, so it was shipped down here from Ohio.
Sounds familiar. Very, very cool. And these are Boyds also on this one, right?
Yeah, Boyd cut-ins.
Boyd wheels.
Yeah.
Now, these cars are out back in your shop, so not as easy to get out, in and out, and everything else. So, how often do you get the old yellow truck out?
So this one, because it's chopped, and then that big block in there, it's very difficult to drive.
Not the most comfortable thing in the world to drive.
So this one, winter time, cold weather. This was a good one to drive.
You don't want to sit at a stoplight in Florida.
Yeah. Well, no, it actually runs pretty cool, but just, you know, in terms of the standard steering and then the small seating area.
Yeah. Those, I mean, we've come to the conclusion as we have some of these old cars, my old cars, the old cars at the dealership, people were smaller back then.
Much smaller.
People were just
much
smaller back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, you put you know, a couple of, you know, modern day dudes in a cab like that, and it's tight quarters. Awesome. 34 Ford, big block Chevy. Love it. And your dad's.
Yeah.
And your dad's. All right, cool. So moving to the back, S10, which seems to match the 34. Tell me about the S10.
So the S10 shop truck of my father. So
Okay.
At his salvage yard, Ray's Wrecking and Towing in Toledo, Ohio. This was the exact shop truck he had. And after he passed away, I was there visiting a couple years after he passed, and I saw it.
Yeah.
Sat, talked with the guy, told him who I was, and he said he remembered from when I was smaller, and made a deal. Told him I was interested in it because all the stickers on it, everything, the graphics, everything were just as he did it.
Your dad.
Yes.
So the guy that had the shop now, or he had bought the truck
He
from
had
your
bought
dad?
it. He had bought it from my dad,
And didn't change a thing?
And didn't change a thing.
Wow.
No.
It's got it has
Actually has a convertible with a roll bar on it.
the top comes off.
Yes.
Oh, I see that now.
Yeah. Originally a big block car. Later he changed it to a small block 350.
Big blocks and everything.
Yeah.
And I noticed it's got a Thunderbolt hood scoop.
Yeah. for that big block to fit in there.
This is great. It's
Yeah.
so cool
Yeah,
that you got this.
He put a big block in the Vega once. So.
Good for him. We see, this is it's kind of funny to me, and my buddy Aaron, when you watch this, you'll laugh. We had another guy that we did a behind the garage door with. His thing was Krager's on everything.
Yeah.
So your dad, big block and everything.
Big block everything.
I like that.
Yeah.
Krager's on everything and big block and everything.
Yeah.
So shop truck from Toledo, Ohio. Your dad's salvage yard business. It's as it was the last time you saw it, and you made a deal with the guy that owned it, and you bought it back.
Yep.
Nice. I love that story. So Joey, as we're in this building, I'm looking around at some of the artwork and stuff on the walls. The big Chevrolet over there, the Chevy and a Ford in the background, and I saw this picture. It's a drawing of what looks to be this building. Tell me a little bit of the history about where we're at.
So, first of all, this building was designed and sent to an architect by Dave and Sandy Chapman, the
Okay.
people that I purchased the home from. And he was meticulous about everything that he did. There were maybe 4 or 5 renderings before they came to this one.
Okay.
And so in this shop, he actually had it divided into 2 halves. Half the shop had a big curtain over it, so that's where he did his paint and body. This side had a lift, and this is where he did his mechanical work. And he was amazing, had tools for everything. He was retired mechanic, engineer for the railroad, so he had every possible tool. And
you could think of.
he was a builder of hot rods, so he constantly built hot rods. And he was the only guy that I would let touch my dad's truck.
Okay.
And that's where he and I started bonding.
Okay.
And then he would just let me just come by and just sit while he worked and just, you know, tell me stories of things he's doing. He was an amazing guy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. And that's how you lucked into this house.
Yeah. So after he passed away, his widow wanted all the things out of here. So the lift, everything was gone. Tools, everything. And I stayed in contact with her, and I asked her, you know, is there a possibility that you'd allow storage, you know, store a couple of my hot rods? And so she said she'd think about it, thought about it for a couple of months, consulted a couple of his old friends, and called me up and said, yeah. So it started with 2 cars, and then grew to about 6, and then before letting me rent it, she said she wanted to paint it, and I pleaded with her to please leave everything he had
As it
up
is.
here.
Yeah.
Leave it just as he had it.
Yeah.
So, yes. So everything you see is the way that he did it.
It's you know, when you walk into a building, you don't look real close until you and I were standing here talking. I mean, this thing is wired for 220. It's plumbed for air compressors all over the place. Is that an air conditioner or a heater?
That's a heater.
I mean, as I look around, I mean, there's drops for 220 all over the place, and the whole place is, like I said, plumbed for for air compressor and everything. Is this a bathroom or an office?
That was his office. Has a bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a great building. You can tell there's even more history in this building than I even thought already. And you're going to do some really cool things out here, Joey, no doubt about it.
Yeah. He was building things in that first garage. Outgrew that.
Yeah.
And then built this.
And now you have it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So cool. When you have this many hot rods, you need this many parking spots. So many of us don't have that. So congratulations to you, my friend. This is so cool. So moving over on the other side of the yellow truck, C10, what year is this?
68.
68 C10 Stepside. Now, I'm noticing one thing that this one has that the rest of them don't have that's probably going to change eventually. The tires and wheels, those are stock Chevy tires and Chevy wheels, so do you have plans to change those out?
The crazy thing is that the tires and wheels that are on that Firebird were on this.
Those are them?
Tires, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. This is a good looking truck. There's been some custom touches to it. I see the tailgate, and I heard it pulling out. It didn't sound like a V8. What's in it?
It's a 6-cylinder.
Straight six?
Yeah.
Okay, and I also noticed 3 on the tree.
3 on the tree.
3 on the tree, 6-cylinder.
It's got plans for a big block.
Yeah.
And a Muncie 4-speed.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
Yes.
I love the 67 to 72 Chevy pickup
Call
trucks.
those the glamour years.
Glamour years, and they are so desirable. You have a very, very desirable truck here. Where did you get this one?
That one I purchased in South Carolina.
Okay. Had it shipped down, or you drove it back?
I was actually working on assignment over there, and I saw it. Not this one, he had another one, and I just stopped and made conversation with him, and I said, I just sold one. And the one he had was a 70 or 71.
Okay.
And there's slight differences, but what I like about the 68 is that front end.
Yeah.
And so told him that I was looking for a 68. He said he had one. So he actually bought 3 trucks from a guy at the same time.
And it was just like this when you bought it?
Just like this one I bought it.
Wow. And how long ago was that?
That was about 7 years ago.
So I noticed you do have a couple of big blocks just sitting around. One of those, what's going to end up in here? That's so cool. You got a plan about here, and I Chevy and a Ford. I have one of those.
Yeah.
So when's the estimated time to get started on this one?
My mechanic keeps pushing me off, and he's very, very good. But he wants to do it at his own pace, and so when he says bring it, I'm taking it to him. So.
Mechanics are they're the greatest guys in the world.
Yes.
But they're something else.
Yeah.
I know some really great mechanics.
Yeah.
But and you need them.
You need.
You have to have them. So this would actually be kind of nice to come back when it's done and do a follow-up on it, because what a neat truck. Sits right, looks right, and what you're going to do to it, even better. Big fan of that. So the last car in your fleet, because I think this designates a fleet when you have this many, is a Le Mans or a GTO? Or?
That is a Le Mans.
Okay, tell me all about this, year, everything.
So I had a vehicle at a repair shop, and then I saw this. And he was telling me what the guy was doing to it. He was going to make it a GTO. And I said to him, why would he make it a GTO? The Le Mans was a popular car, and it's got the original engine and a 4-speed. It's already a crazy nice car.
Yeah.
And so long story short, the gentleman ran out of funds, ran out of interest in doing it. The gentleman called me and asked me would I be interested in it. And I purchased it.
What was done to it so far? Because it looks like it's a starter project to me.
Yeah. So they were just accumulating parts. So there's brand new interior that came with it, stored up top, brand new bumpers.
That's half the battle.
So yeah. So it was mainly accumulating all the parts.
And all the parts came with the car.
Yes.
Oh, win.
And
That's
an additional engine, because he was going to put a
326.
This is the original, but it came with a 455 on the side.
Big block and everything.
Yeah. Big block and everything. Yeah.
So, but you're going to stick with the 326.
Yes. Yeah.
And just get rid of the
It's only
455.
original once.
That's right. That's right. And did you say it's a 4-speed?
4-speed.
Hold on. 326 4-speed convertible.
Yes. Teal. So that's the original color and everything.
So it's going to go back teal.
Yeah.
Black top.
Yeah. So I crawled in it and I said, so the guy had all new interior and everything. I'm like, why wouldn't he just restore this
And
one?
it's buckets
Yeah.
too.
Yes. Yeah.
So cool. When's the start date for this one? Now, are you going to do this project, or are you a mechanic, or?
I'm gonna, again, you know, I don't have any skill other than researching the people that do the work. So,
Ain't no shame in that game, man.
It's just a constant waiting list. So.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? I am of the school that I know when I'm working above my pay grade, and I know when to hire things out. And doing that will guarantee that eventually your project will get done. So that's awesome. What year is this one?
This is a 65.
65 Pontiac Le Mans 326 4-speed convertible.
Yeah. So another one of the 1 year only. So.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the last building that you have here on your property, Joey, is obviously not going to fit a car in it, but as I peer through the windows, there's some neat stuff in there. Tell me about this building.
So I call this my shoe closet. So tires and wheels are shoes.
Yes.
For a car.
Yes.
And you know, everybody's got, you know, their old rims and some of the classic things they never really want to part with.
Yep.
And it's just they're never really taken care of because they're just moved from place to place. So
piled up in a corner.
I designated a specific spot for it so that that they're in one place and they're kept in good condition and when I walk in and I see the rims, I envision what they'll look like on the vehicle.
Okay, so I see some, the Cutless wheels are in there, the Firebird wheels are in there. What else is in there?
Mustang wheels are in there.
The Mustang wheels are in there. What else is in there? I see some.
Actually, 2 Cutless wheels in there.
And I see some old school OG center lines.
Yes.
That we might have to discuss later.
Okay.
But what are the ones over here as well?
Yeah. There's a set of torque thrust also in there.
All right.
Yeah.
In the center line. Was this building here? Or did you
No,
build it?
So I built this.
Okay, so you had this one done.
Yeah.
Simply to store his wheels and tires, because Joey is a fan of swapping wheels and tires. Go stock for a little while, go hot rod for a little while, and I've got nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
Joey, hold on a second. Let's see if I can remember everything. 55 Chevy pickup truck, 68 Cutless convertible, 70 Mustang convertible, 68 Firebird,
69 Firebird.
69 Firebird, 354 speed. Then we've got the 34 Ford hot rod that was your dad's last thing that he built, the shop truck S10, the 68 Stepside that's going to have a big block and a Muncie in it, and then your Project 65 Le Mans.
Yes.
My man, this was so cool. I really appreciate you stopping by the dealership, appreciating our show, and binge watching it over the course of a weekend. And like I said before when we started this thing, go back and watch it. There's how many episodes, Will? 50 episodes of Behind the Garage Door on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook as well. All of them are right there on the YouTube channel. Just Stingray Chevrolet. Just search it. And if you have a friend, you have a buddy, or you have something cool, we're not afraid to travel either. If you're anywhere in Florida, you know, there's hotel rooms. We can go and we can get separate hotel rooms, Will. Don't worry. And we would love to come out and see what's behind your garage door. So we are going to get back to the dealership and wrap this one up. All right. Thank you, Joey, so much for stopping by the dealership. Meeting with me, telling me about your collection, making the time to have us come out and check it out and doing it behind the garage door. Side note, come to find out, that house and the building that Joey now owns, we talked about Mr. Chapman who owned that. Well, it turns out a guy that works here, Aaron, who you've seen on quite a few of the different things that we've posted on YouTube and Facebook, Chappie, as Aaron has always talked about, was a very good friend of Aaron's, and Aaron spent a lot of time in that building working on old hot rods. So this kind of a 6 degrees of separation thing. When it comes to the car culture, it's more like 3 degrees for sure. Make sure you keep checking back for another episode of Behind the Garage Door.
Stingray Chevrolet, relax, enjoy the difference.